such a stacked lineup of young men on both sides of these squads, no, both sides of the field. Got a chance to see them over the last couple days practice, and a couple other people got a chance to see it. I'm joined from Evangel Christian, Coach Blake Thompson on color commentary as well, and Brennan Daniel back running color as well. Guys, we got to see all these players over the last couple of days, see them practice, interact, see how the coaches, got them organized. This is about to be a fun game.
Oh, it's going to be a great game. It was exciting to see some of these young guys get a chance, and some of these guys contribute hugely on their team in the regular season or postseason. They're just underclassmen, so therefore ineligible for the bigger game. So I'm really glad they had this opportunity to come out, showcase their skills, play with people from around the country, have a good weekend in a beautiful setting.
And Brennan, you got to see some of the quarterbacks last night, or yesterday rather. Real good quarterbacks across the board, guys like Elliott Knowles, Will Welch. But someone that stood out for you was who?
Brock, of course. He even amazed me
last
year.
Brock Stomps.
Brock Stomps, thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, he impressed me last year when we went down in Florida in Panama, the national championship. He's just such an amazing quarterback. He's tough. He's willing to fight for his team and do whatever he needs. He also knows the playbook pretty well and knows where to put his guys and know where everybody needs to be.
Well, one of the advantages, too, is his dad's the head coach of that team, Team Gold. And Jim Stomps from Westminster Christian, kind of getting everybody squared away. Your offensive coordinator, Jason Aschenbrenner from Christ Church Academy, and also Fort Setzer running the defensive side of the ball. And there's our ref mic, so we're good. All right, so Jim Stomps, Jason Aschenberger, and Fort Setzer for Team Gold. But then for Team Navy, real good coaching staff as well. Got a group of guys that are experienced. Brian Wolf from Evangel Christian is the head coach. Matt Kelly is the offensive coordinator. He's from Valiant Cross Academy. And then Matt Mims from Abbeville Christian is running the defensive side of the ball. So Rocky Top and everybody putting this game together, when they were putting the coaching staffs together, they definitely wanted to make sure that that they had. They definitely wanted to make sure, getting a mic check from the ref right now, so we're good.
Bunch of thumbs up there.
All thumbs up. All thumbs up. All right. So they definitely wanted to make sure these young men had an experienced, knowledgeable group of people around them because, you've got 2-3 practices to get on the same page with people that you've never even met before. People that you've never even met before.
That's right.
And we're getting set here for the coin toss, so we'll toss it over to the head official. We'll get the captains out here for the toss.
Hey, can you hear me up top? Do you want this on for the coin flip? Coin flip, yes or no? Yeah, they want to.
And trying to get a shot of the captains there for Team Gold. Looks like you're going to have let's look at Team Navy. So you're going to have number 50, Jordan Harrell from the Georgia Force. That's what, number?
It's like number 1.
Number 1. Glendarius Ford from Hillcrest Christian. Number 8, Will Welch, of course, from Evangel Christian.
And then number 27, nope, looks like 21.
21 and 6. Will Welch is 6.
And that's King Patterson from
He's,
Valiant Cross
yeah.
Academy. And then for Team Gold, looks like number 4, Brock Stomps. And number 25.
Gentlemen, congratulations for being here. You're the visiting team. We're going to call you yellow or possibly gold. You're the home team. We're going to call you blue. As a visiting team, you get the right to call the coin toss. I got a standard quarter here. Tails, heads, heads, tails. Call it loud enough for this guy right here to hear. This guy to hear. If I drop it, we'll do it again. What's your call?
Tails.
Tails. Like I said, if I drop it with this glove on, we'll do it again.
And we lost it here for a second. We'll try to get ref's mic back here. But you can see that Team Gold has won the toss and has chosen to receive. There we go.
I can't say all my usual shit.
Apologize about that. Apologize about that. Ref thought his mic was unmuted, and it wasn't. So. Like I said, apologize about that. We'll have his mic his mic muted until we can get it all squared away there. But again, Team Gold will be receiving the opening kickoff. And so let's see who they've got set back deep to return. Let's see who we got down there to return. It looks like number 12, maybe?
Number 10 and
25.
10
25.
and 25, so that is going to be 25. Sorry, we're dealing with a roster that Wesley Michelson from Augusta Christian, and then 10 is going to be Kevin Mason from Southern Prep Academy. Set to kick off for Team Navy. It's going to be...
Is that, it's like 25 maybe?
Zoom in just a little bit there. Is it 25? Anyways, Team Navy
Let's see.
set to kick it away. And it's it's football time in Tennessee. Kickoff into the end zone for a touchback. Team Gold will take over at the 20, maybe the 25-yard line, with this being a 100 by 53 field.
Yeah, kicking was Kelby Stoop out of Valiant Cross Academy.
It was a great kickoff.
Stats on the year crazy. What we saw him do in practice, he was easily booming field goals from 45 yards out with plenty of distance and height.
I want to thank you so much for tuning into the broadcast. James Shannon, Blake Thompson, Brennan Daniel on the call. Opening play of the 2022 Rising Stars game, and it's the defense absolutely smothering.
This is Andrew Barksdale on the tackle. He played that perfectly, stayed outside contained, beat his man, made a sure tackle. You can't draw it up any better.
Team Gold here going with the no huddle. Barksdale did a great job of sniffing that screen out. Move the ball back to the 11-yard line. It'll be second down and a huge 20. Stomps looking, pressured,
Oh, wow.
dropped, and flags do fly, but he's down at the 2.
Yeah, that's going to be an automatic first down. They obviously not intentional, but a face mask call actually ripped his helmet off. So I'm not sure if he has to even leave the game with it.
Personal foul. Face mask, number 30. 15 yards from the spot of the foul. Remains second down.
All right, so we got a face mask call there.
Hey, 25.
So to move the ball up to the 18-yard line, really help out Team Gold after the loss on the screen pass. 2nd and 12. Stomps is in the shotgun, takes the snap. Give, up the middle. That's number 30. No, hang on. number 23 for Team Gold.
First down.
James Adams out of Bethlehem Christian Academy.
A great job by the young man. And that offensive line moving bodies.
We got a first down, gentlemen.
And it will move the chains up to the 31-yard line. We'll get a false start here.
Yeah, we got a false start.
Offense. 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
Where the flag came from, it may have been a receiver out wide right for the offense jumped.
And Brennan, what a backbreaker. Get the first down, have a little momentum, and now you got to reset.
Yeah, and Stomps told him that earlier in practice yesterday, talking about how he needs to lessen the penalty as much as possible.
Quick throw out to the left-hand side, down to the 30.
Lennox Hires out of Christchurch Academy. He's a big kid, good hands for sure. He just displayed that on that call there. Looks like we're back to the original line of scrimmage with a second down and just barely over 10 yards there to go.
2nd and 10. Give to the left-hand side. That's going to be number 10, Kevin Mason, with the carry.
Navy got called in a blitz right there. Both the linebackers went in the gut, and it was a perfect play call for that. That's a risk you take when you take that gamble. There was nobody to fill outside on that.
And a little bit of movement there. And we'll get the call here momentarily.
False start. Number 52 in the offense. 5-yard penalty, remains third down.
So the ball keeps moving back and forth between the sticks, a little bit behind, then it'll get ahead, but it'll settle on 3rd and 9 from the 32-yard line. Stomps is in the shotgun, man in motion from left to right.
We just had more movement there, the right guard. That's Kai
False
Goins.
start. Number 56 in the offense. 5-yard penalty, remains third down.
A lot of jitters from these young men, of course. 10 o'clock local time, 9 o'clock central. So first thing in the morning, these young men, most of them, I would say, if not all of them, first opportunity on a stage like this, and you just got to settle in a little bit. And I think some of these guys have done a good job so far. Stomps, rolls right, fires right, incomplete. Pass was intended for number 2. That's Jesse Stump from Lakeway Christian. And it'll bring up a 4th down.
Yeah, Brock wants to have that pass back, and that's probably pregame or early game jitters as well. It's a little overthrown. Typically, he's throwing nothing but dimes. But I think that first offensive possession for the Gold team, whether it's against them or in their favor, it's all about penalties at this point.
This is going to be Arrington back to punt away. And kick will drop outside the 30. Big Gold bounce. Navy will finally fall on it. Be number 2 for Navy. That is going to be Andrew Barksdale from East Central. And so Team Navy will take over. Let's see where they spot this. Looks like the 24-yard line. And starting at quarterback for Team Navy, it's number 8, Will Welch from Evangel Christian. Sorry, number 6, Will Welch. He'll start in the shotgun, takes the snap, give up the middle. And a pile of bodies there. Ball carried by number 11.
That's going to be Cody Boland out of Evangel. So Evangel quarterback hands off to an Evangel running back. Cody's a big kid, huge ceiling on him. Goes about 190 pounds already as a sophomore.
We'll go ahead and address the elephant in the room. You'll hear Evangel several times today. 19 Evangel Christian players here between all three games, but well worth it. Welch now rolls out left on a designed run, looking for the sideline, and he's dropped at the 41-yard line. But what a job by the young man getting out into space. Didn't make a miss, but he moved the chains, and sometimes that's just as important.
Absolutely, and he's done that all year. If you watch film on him, he's elusive, he's fast, but he's strong enough. He needs to, roll up and hit you. He will.
Shout out to Brendan doing an awesome job getting these camera shots.
I'm doing my best, man.
That's all good. Welch is in the shotgun. The ball's at the 41 now. Man in motion from right to left. Welch takes the snap. Give to Bolin again. Bolin is up to the 44-yard line. And it'll bring up his second down. Like you said, Cody Bolin this year.
He didn't have crazy stats this year.
But it was effective.
It was effective.
What he needed to do. And it just showed some of the coaches really just, I think, showed him the upside of what he could do. It just gave him a little taste. And just big things to come from the young man in the future.
Absolutely. He's got a huge ceiling.
Welch. Ball's on the ground. Ball's still on the ground, and it's finally going to be wrapped up. That's going to be number 44 from Ezekiel Academy with the recovery.
Yeah, that's Jacob Lawrence on that. That looked like a miscommunication between Will Welch and Cody Bolin. Mesh point issue, zone read, and I couldn't see from here if he didn't pull it in time or rode him too long or what. But in a game like this, even though they're from the same team, Will Welch has not handed off to Bolin much this year. It's just a timing thing that you can't get straight in 3 or 4 practices.
It'll be 3rd and 13. Welch in the shotgun, man in motion from left to right. Left tackle stood up, and it'll cost him 5.
False start. Number 72 in the offense. Remains 3rd down.
So it'll bring up a 3rd and 18 for Team Navy. Both teams with a lot of success on the first couple plays. And then as time goes on, young men having to settle in, kind of sputter out a little bit. But, hey, first drives of the games, like I said earlier, you're trying to get the nerves out and you're trying to get everybody on the same page.
Absolutely.
Welch, great cadence. Ball's on the ground, able to pick it up and immediately get dropped at the 29. And it looks like that's 25 for Team Gold.
There is no penalty on the play.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. 25 from Team Gold. That's going to be Wesley Michelson from Augusta Christian. Called his name a couple times so far today. Definitely making an impact so far in just 6 minutes into the game?
Absolutely. We've seen great linebacker play so far, and linebackers be important, whether it's on a blitz, there's nobody to fill outside, the sack, unfortunate face mask down at the 2-yard line, or in that situation with Michelson coming through, Welch couldn't do anything once he did pick up the ball. There was nowhere to run. He was already on top, so it's good to see good linebacker play so far today.
Michelson is now back to return the punt. Kelby Stoop from Valiant Cross will be the one kicking it away. And Team Gold, 3 guys on the 30-yard line. Stoop gets the kick away. Tipped looked like, bounces at the 50, inside the 45, down to the 43, and that is where Team Gold will have their second drive of the game. This is the 2022 Gatlinburg Rising Stars game presented by Rocky Top Sports World right here on 8-Man Extreme. And then Team Gold, second drive of the game, and it's Kevin Mason from Southern Prep Loss of yardage on the play. It looks like the turf monster got him. Literally turf monster here at Legion Field. But ball's down to, looks like maybe the 42.
Yeah, and Mason, very elusive runner, hard to hem up. This year he had 323 yards on 57 carries, 8 touchdowns, and that's just rushing. Also put in good duty as a quarterback with 4 more touchdowns, and goodness, he completed 39 passes this year, and he was not the starting quarterback. So great athlete all around. That's why he's here.
Team Gold burns their first time out to kind of get on the same page. Coach Jim Stomps kind of getting a game plan together. 2 great young men there at quarterback for him. Stomps and Mason on the other side. This is the first time we'll see Mason, and then on the second drive, you would think we'll see Elliot Knowles from the Lighthouse Warriors. Another young man, had a great season. And I love opportunities like this game, because you have Will Welch and Elliot Knowles, whose teams in Alabama are rivals.
Absolutely, in the same conference.
Big rivals in the same conference. Yeah. And then they come up here and they get to work together, and it's 2 guys that they're going to be the starting quarterback next year for their team.
That's unless something else happens, yeah.
And so, now you get a little bit of a friendly rivalry going, and I absolutely love to see that between these young men. Stomps is back in at quarterback with the ball at the 42-yard line, 2nd and 12. Sorry, 2nd and 11. Man in motion now out to the left-hand side, and we've got a jump.
We got movement, late 21.
Snap infraction, number 40 of the offense.
Nope.
5-yard penalty, remains 2nd down.
Chance Hawkins from Tri-Cities Christian with a little bit of movement there. So it'll move it back to the 37-yard line.
If I'm not mistaken, 40 is the center, so it is a false start. It's technically snap infraction, but
yep. Stomps takes the snap, drops, looking, fires short right, and misses. That's number 3, David Beasley, also from Westminster Christian. Bring up a 2nd down and long. Looks like 2nd down, about 17. No, 3rd and 17. I'm sorry.
they're out now. Looks like trips to the left. Single guy backside. That'll change defensive coverage. Stoops back to throw. He's got a man. Oh, could not come down with it on a 50-50 ball, but that would have been, it was a great pass. Could have been a huge play there. Good defense by the Navy team to take it to 4th and about 17.
And that's one of the things about this game is, I mentioned, yeah, you've got 2-3 practices, kind of get on the same page, but timing is the biggest thing in games like this between a quarterback and receiver. And, yeah, some of these guys, are from the same team, but a lot of them aren't. And so, you just have to get that rapport down, and it's tough.
It is. That's something that develops over the season, usually, into several games worth, and that's, even a month of practice. So.
Arrington from Lancaster Christian with an awesome punt down to the 31-yard line. Great hang time. Gave his coverage team time to get down there and surround them. They called for the fair catch. So it'll be a Team Navy 1st and 10. So ball will be at the 36. No, it's the 31.
And like you said, Elliot Knowles is in at quarterback. His numbers stat-wise this year is super impressive. We can go through in a minute.
Knowles in the shotgun, takes the snap, looking, rolls right, pressured, flushed out, past the line. Down for about a 5-yard gain. Looks like he got up to the 37-yard line is where they'll mark it, maybe the 38. And at the 38, that'll make it a 2nd and 4. So great job by the young man. First play in the game, just kind of adapting and making chicken pot pie.
That's right. Well, and you just saw his ability to rush right there on the season. He had 124 carries and 747 yards, 19 rushing touchdowns. So he has an arm, great quarterback, but if you give up outside contain like on that, he'll make you pay for it like he just did.
Knowles brings a man from right to left, but the give is to Bolin on the right-hand side, looking for the edge. He's got it. Across the 50, into the second layer, to the 48. It'll move the chains. It's a Team Navy first down.
Great run by Bolin. You see when he did have contact there with 2 or 3 defenders at the end, his size, his speed, he's taking them with him.
And if I'm not mistaken, that is the longest play of the day so far.
Absolutely.
Is that run by Cody Bolin on the right-hand side. Great job as well, sealing up that right-hand side, giving him that hole to get through. Knowles is in the shotgun, takes the snap, looking, pressured, fires left, looking deep for number 5, and that is Gabriel Dang from South Haven Christian. Just in and out of the hands of the young man.
He had to make a slight adjustment. I know he'd like to have a chance to do that again. It shows you Knowles' arm strength like we were discussing. Really that play happened. Cody Bolin, linebacker blitzes. He steps up, gives Knowles time to deliver the pass, and it was almost a big gain.
So ball's at the 47-yard line of Team Gold. Knowles takes the snap, looking left-hand side, flush left-hand side, fires for Dang again, and he's got him up to the 42-yard line. Went back to the well. And Dang gives him positive yardage, but it is they're going to mark it at the 45, so it's going to be 3rd and 8.
There's a slight breakdown on the right side of the offensive line that time, and I hope the right tackle scoots up a little bit. The official gets a different kind of angle on that. That's not going to be enough men on the line of scrimmage.
Knowles looking, steps up, and he's dropped at the 50-yard line. Getting that sack is going to be number 52 for Team Gold. That's Henry Clifton out of the Noblesville Lions.
He's the one that almost got there, that actually flushed Knowles out to his left on the completed pass the previous play.
So Stoop will come back in to punt. And it looks like back deep to return for Team Gold. You're going to have now pull the jersey down, number 2. And then you're going to have number 10, Kevin Mason from Southern Prep. Punt will bounce inside. Gold territory, take a huge Navy roll. It just keeps going. They're trying to fan it on. It's still going. They're going to have him down at the 1. What a job, Kelly Stoop. What a punt. Kelby Stoop pins Team Gold down at the 1-yard line. I don't want to take anything away from the offensive, defensive players, but you always love in an All-American game when the punters are just on point. You had Stoop here. Earlier, Arrington did a great job. Now Gold trying to give themselves some space. Pile still moving, and just a mass of bodies trying to get up close to the 5-yard line. Let's see who comes out of this with the ball. That was going to be Stomps with the carry on that, now getting his guys squared away. They're going I formation here. Stomps, pitch. This is to Robeson, and he is dropped. And we're not going to have a safety. They're going to call him right outside. But Jackson Robeson Robeson from the Cabarrus Stallions. And that defense was having nothing of it. Stomps, give to the fullback this time. And he might have gotten up to the 2.
The ball came out. ball was out. Navy
And
saying
that's
they
number
have it.
30 for Team Navy, who comes away with the ball. And that's going to be Grayson Pollock from the Kansas City East Lions. Team Navy's going to take this with great field position. And it all goes back to that punt, but this defense, how about this defense, Brendan, taking advantage of the great field position their punter gave them and turning it into a situation where now you're on offense inside the 5.
And that's how you take care of your special teams right there. When they do a good job like that, you just got to pay them back and just get that ball back and do whatever you need to do.
Bolin is in. Touchdown, Team Navy.
Touchdown.
That was quick.
Cody Bolin with the give from the shotgun. And he punches it across. Team Navy's on the board first.
Yeah, he untouched. Watching the replay, first contact, he's already a yard deep in the end zone. That's credit to the offensive line doing a great job up front.
A good way in the trenches by them, of course. They worked on that all practice.
And Stoop will have the extra point attempt here. I don't believe they're allowing them to rush on the extra point.
I believe that's correct.
At least not in the Rising Stars. I believe in the 8-man All-American and 11-man All-American they will. Snap, set, kick, Stoop, straight up the middle. Beautiful kick. Extra point is good. Your score, Team Navy 7, Team Gold nothing. This is the 2022 Gatlinburg Rising Stars game presented by Rocky Top Sports World right here on 8-Man Extreme. Team Navy set to kick it off. Stoop from the 40 will bomb this all the way down to the 10. This is going to be returned by Robeson. He'll start up the right-hand side, looking for the edge, makes a man miss, cuts back inside and dropped at the 31-yard line. Gabriel Dang with the hit, laying the lumber.
Navy's claiming they had the ball. Say that was he fumbled the ball.
Let's see if we can hit a replay on that. I'm sure the official will clarify it.
It did go back far.
Yeah, it didn't go back far enough. All good.
During the return, block in the back, number 11 of the return team, 10 yards out of the foul, first down.
Man, I got that fumble, but they got that penalty.
That's right. That's Lennox Tires called for the block in the back out of Christchurch Academy. That's going to hurt them field position-wise because that's a spot foul.
This defense has been getting at them all game. Hope Coach has a plan to get out.
Well, this is the second time, in 2 drives now or 2 possessions where they're inside their 10.
This is going to be
ball's out again.
Mason, ball's out again. Down to the 5. Nope, they're going to spot it at the 7. And it'll bring up a second down and 12.
Caleb Sorto out of South Haven was right there for that. Ball bounces a little bit different way. You've got another easy opportunity in short field for the Navy team.
Stomps back in at quarterback. He's in the shotgun. Takes the snap, looking, pumps, fires left. Man is wide open. He's got him at the 40, 50, 45, and shoved out of bounds at the 40. And that's number 10, Kevin Mason. What a job by the quarterback to get open.
And he was wide open. There was no one with him. Just a misdirection by the defense.
Yeah, Xavier Dunn was in coverage. I think he got caught looking inside. I didn't see the coverage on that if they were in cover 2 or man coverage, but if he's looking inside of the quarterback, he got behind him.
Gain of 5 on the play. It'll move it up to the 38-yard line. Given an immediate stop at the line of scrimmage for Team Navy. I'm bringing up a 3rd down.
Navy defense, I mean, they've shown up today, shown out. It's just that one play they let them get out of the hole, and that, we'll see what happens the rest of this drive. That one play can cost you. That's why every play matters.
Stomps in the shotgun. And he got movement.
Prior to the snap, encroachment, defense, 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
I think they got Wyatt Chandler out of Evangel Christian in Alabaster for that. Got a little excited, didn't watch the ball and jumps, and that's how it happens.
So a fresh set of downs for Team Gold. And somehow Mason gets free initially, still brought down at the 45-yard line. And that Team Navy defense just suffocating the life out of this Gold offense.
And watching practices the last couple of days, just one unit that really stood out to me for the entire Navy team is the linebacker core. So, and he wasn't in on that. The other one was blitzing. But Jordan Harrell, Georgia Force player, so instinctive, just ridiculously good for his age.
Last play of the first quarter, stomps, pumps, fires across the middle, intercepted! Intercepted, that's going to be number 56. No, number 50.
That's Jordan Harrell. Exactly
Jordan
who we were just talking
Harrell
about.
speaking it into existence. We've got a celebration flag, I would assume, here. But, hey, I have no problem with that young man doing celebrating. Great job reading Stomps. Stomps fired it right across the middle, and Harrell able to step in front of it.
Sideline warning on the defense.
They'll take it. They're happy to have that.
They'll take that sideline warning all day long.
Yeah.
That's the end of the first quarter. Your score, Team Navy 7, Team Gold nothing. This is the 2022 Gatlinburg Rising Stars game presented by Rocky Top Sports World right here on 8-Man Extreme. We're back here with the second quarter from the 2022 Gatlinburg Rising Stars game. Want to give a big thank you to all 166 of you currently right now watching the broadcast. James Shannon, Blake Thompson, Brennan Daniel on the call. Here is Will Welch with a keeper around the left-hand side. Brought down out of bounds after a gain of 5, maybe 4 or 5. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 6. They will call it 4 up at the 41.
It's like Will Welch coming out. I guess Elliot Knowles has come back in for this play. I don't know if that was planned or something after a run. They wanted him in.
Knowles is under center, I formation. Give is to the fullback. That's going to be number 11, Bolin. And he's up inside the 40 to about the 38-yard line. Nope, 37-yard line. And it'll bring up a 3rd down and 2 for Team Navy, the team who punched the ball in earlier. And speaking of Bolin, that's who punched it in earlier. After a great job by the special teams. I'm going to try to get this name right. The punter, Kelby Staup.
Stop or stoop, yeah.
So there's stoop, and then it has out and oop. So we'll get it.
And we got stomps.
Stomps down at the 40-yard line. Not stomps. Down at the 39-yard line is the ball carrier and Team Navy facing a 4th down and 4.
You know, at this point in the game and this part of the field, with it being an All-American game, there's no need to punt. I mean, you're not going to help yourself but by maybe 20, 30 yards. So good call on this, them being aggressive, letting Elliott Knowles have a chance to go and get the first down.
Give to the back, and he is dropped. That's number 22 for Team Gold with the tackle. The ball was carried by number 4, Jacob Hondros from Southlake Christian. But 22 for Team Gold, that's Wade Edwards out of the Noblesville Lions. Noblesville making a little noise this morning. And so Team Gold will have a 1st and 10 from the 39-yard line. Real good sign of life from them, getting a stop on this Team Navy team that has moved the ball pretty well here in the first quarter and so far here in the second.
Absolutely. You know, Coach Tim Smith and Andrew Capps of Rocky Top Sports try their best to even the teams out talent-wise. Great tackle in the backfield there, tackle for loss by number 3 of the Navy team. But they're showing the parity of these two teams and the great job they did. Sometimes it's hard on film to determine who can do this and that against competition, but they did a great job. Like everything else here, been first-rate, just elite kind of performance by them having it set up.
Navy kind of the bear getting poked situation. Defense comes out and responds. Stomps, fires on the right-hand side, incomplete. That'll bring up a 3rd down. We talked about, when we brought up Brock Stomps from Westminster Christian and the season that he's had. 125 completions of 203 attempts, over 1,900 yards, 26 touchdowns, and only 7 picks, a quarterback rating of 118. So he is absolutely on the rise, and he's only a sophomore.
Yeah, we played him last year in Division II, I think it was, semifinals. Kid's poised, and we're going to have a flag there.
And Harold.
Oh, Harold's all go all the time. He's one of the more impressive players I saw in the Rising Stars practices from either side. But, yeah, Stomp's just a poise. He grew up in the playbook. Like you said, his dad's the head coach. To see him last year, even as a freshman in a national championship type setting, kid's got a bright, bright future.
You would have thought Harold would bring Stomps a cookie or something after getting the interception. He greeted him with a little "How you doing?" Stomps takes the snap, fires deep right, looking for his man. Oh, in and out of the hands. Let's get the number here. That's going to be,
looks like number 2, Andrew Barksdale.
Yeah, Barksdale in and out of his hands. Just slightly underthrown there by Stomps. And it'll bring up a 4th down. And it looks like it's about a quarter of the yard. It's 4th down and 20, so almost a quarter of the field. Arrington will get set to punt it away.
Thought you were about to say it's 4th down in Sevierville. Just about it is.
Arrington, good boot, up to the 45. It'll bounce, and it touches 22 for Navy. That's Xavier Dunn from Valiant Cross Academy. And it'll be a Team Navy 1st and 10 when we come back. This is the 2022 Gatlinburg All-American Gatlinburg Rising Stars game presented by Rocky Top Sports World. Back. 1st and 10, Team Navy from the 42-yard line. Welch is in at quarterback. Play fake to Bolin. Looking right, looking deep. Loads it up, fires. In and out of the hands.
We've got some laundry on the field back at the 36-yard line.
It was number 24 trying to go get it. Pass was intended for 32 for Team Navy. And that's Goddard from Bethlehem Christian.
First down.
I believe roughing the passer. Welch taking a shot after the fact.
Yeah, he was holding his ribs over on the sideline, getting the next play in from Coach Brian Wolf. I did not see the hit, but I saw 2 flags down, so 2 officials did see it, and he's strong and tough guy. Might have been what caused a little bit of the underthrown pass there.
So it'll move the ball to the 47-yard line, 1st and 10. Welch, play fake to Bolin, keeper on the left-hand side, looking for the edge, has the first down. And he's down to the 34-yard line. It'll bring up a Team Navy first down, just continuing to move the chains, move the ball down the field, looking for their second score of the game.
That was a great read by Will Welch. That was a zone read, and he's looking at the play side defensive end. As soon as that defensive end crashes down, he's pulling and going. If that defensive end stays out, he's going to hand off to Bolin up the middle. So great read by him. He rode him for a pretty long time relatively, and then hands off or pulls it rather, and he's around the left end for a first down.
Welch in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Looking right, rolling right. Pressured and dropped. And that's going to be number 52 for Team Gold. Henry Clifton from the Noblesville Lions. It'll move the ball back to the 49. Huge loss on the play. It'll be 2nd down and close to 20. 2nd and 19. And 52, Clifton, that's actually his 2nd sack of the game. So definitely making some moves, getting in the backfield. Welch takes the shotgun snap. Screen pass broken up by 25 of Navy. That's going to be Michelson out of Augusta Christian. And a great execution in terms of Welch on the screen pass. But the defense sniffs it out. Michelson. And it brings up another 3rd and long.
No, really, Navy team's fortunate to have that back because Michelson was in position. That could have been 6 points going the other way.
And we'll get a timeout here by Team Navy. We'll step aside. This is the 2022 Gatlinburg Rising Stars game presented by Rocky Top Sports World right here on 8-Man Extreme. And 20 for Team Navy. Welch is in the shotgun currently. Ball's at the 44-yard line. Welch takes the snap, looking left, pressured, dropped again And I'll give you one guess, Brennan, who it is.
Be number 52.
Henry Clifton.
Henry Clifton, his third sack of the day. And the young man from the Noblesville Lions just has a nose for the ball, and specifically when it's in the quarterback's hands.
And if you really look at that replay, that power move he makes, it's so good. He's just so great at it, and he's just going to keep doing it. He's going to put that pressure on either the quarterback or the running back.
He's got a quick first step. He's using his hands, textbook how you teach a defensive lineman to play.
Punt is away. It's a line drive, bounces inside the 30. Mason was back to return it. Now Ding is tracking it inside the 20, inside the 15, down to the 14, and that is where Team Navy will take over. Well, I mentioned this is not the only game today. Immediately following this at 1 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Central, you're going to have the 2022 Gatlinburg All-American game for 8-man football. And then at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central, you'll have the 2022 Gatlinburg All-American Bowl for 11-man. A lot of studs in both those games as well, and we're getting to see some here in the Rising Stars game. These young men making such an impact. This is Mason taking the shotgun snap, firing right across the middle. It's intercepted on the left-hand side. It's number 31 for Team Navy. That's Aaron Mosley. Nope. That's, hang on, 31 for Team Navy. Caleb Kraft from Bethlehem Christian. And again, Navy's going to take over with great field position because of that defense. First, it's a turnover with a fumble, and now it's a turnover through an interception. Defense making plays. And Knowles is going to be the one in here now running this offense on this drive. Welch in on the last one. I formation, Knowles under center. Play fake. Knowles rolls right. Looking. He's going to tuck it and keep it. Down inside the 10-yard line, down to the 9. And it'll be a first down. One of those situations where Knowles, he maybe had something he wanted, and then just decided, hey, I'm going to keep it myself. But he's been doing that a lot this year so far. Elliot Knowles.
Stats. Absolutely.
You got the rushing stats.
747 yards.
Oh, my gosh.
19,
young man keeps
19 rushing. Yeah, I don't blame him for keeping it. And we were talking about defense for the Navy team. The gold team just there, defense, they were running the boot, trying to get guys streaking across the back of the end zone. They were covered, so he made the absolute right call.
Pitch out to number 4 for Team Navy. Nothing doing. Gold defense shuts him down, and it'll bring up a third down. That was Hondros with the carry. It'll be third and looks like 8. First down marker sitting at the 15-yard line. The ball currently spotted at the 12. Under 8 minutes to go in the second quarter. Of course, at the half, we'll step aside for the duration of halftime, and then we'll be right back with the second half. I formation. Knowles is going to be under center. He'll drop back. Quick drop. Fires into the end zone.
Wow.
And he wrestled it away.
That's a mouse.
That's number 21.
21 for the Navy.
For the Navy. Oh, my gosh.
McKean Patterson out of Valiant Cross Academy.
Love
circus
the name.
catch.
King
Hey,
Patterson.
Hey, King just looked like a king right there. That's impressive. Keep in mind, these are not typically varsity kids. These are underclassmen. And that's a college-level catch, much less underclassmen.
Double covered. And 6 still on the board. Extra point attempt here is good. And the ball is behind the athletic building. 7:29 to go in the second quarter. Your score, Team Navy 14, Team Gold nothing. This is the 2022 Gatlinburg Rising Stars game presented by Rocky Top Sports World right here on 8-Man Extreme. Team Navy set to kick it away. King Patterson with the touchdown catch on that last drive. 33 catches, 575 yards, and 5 touchdowns. And you almost wonder, Blake, how many of those 5 touchdowns are ones like that where he just grown man ripped it away from someone?
I didn't see any of them. I'm going to guess nothing he's done all year in his life was like that, especially on this big of a stage.
Kickoff is away down into the end zone, so Stoop.
That's Seth Allison, I believe, 52. Is he the one kicked it?
25.
25.
25 is Stoop.
Okay, it is.
From
yeah.
Valiant Cross.
So Stoop this year averaged 52.3 yards on his kickoffs. And you saw some of that right there.
Oh, rightfully so.
Oh, I mean,
yeah.
Kid's got a leg.
Stomps is in the shotgun. Man in motion is Mason. We'll get
snap infraction, number 40, the offense. 5-yard penalty.
So it'll move Team Navy back. Sorry, Team Gold back. Another 5 yards. Man in motion, stomps, play fake, rolls left, looking, wants his man. He's going to go ahead and fire it to him, and the pass is incomplete, in and out of the hands. That's, well, that's Harrell.
Yeah, imagine that. Hey, and on that.
No, I'm sorry. 52 is Seth 52 Seth Allison.
Yes, it is.
For East Central.
We talked about chemistry earlier. That Stomps is looking at his receiver saying, "Go, go, go! They're on you. I can't do anything." That's something they'd practiced for a week or two. They would have had and just didn't have it here.
That was number 11, Lennox Hires from Christ Church, that he was looking for. What a hit! Bounces off the first defender. Robeson still on his feet. Never got brought down with 4 Team Navy defenders right there on him. And we do have a flag on the backside of the play. But what a run by Robeson. Took that first hit, kept going. We'll get the call.
Play. Personal foul. Number 52 offense. Half the distance to the goal. Down.
James, I didn't see what happened on that. I did see Wyatt Chandler from the Evangel Lightning pointing 52. At the guy blocking him. So it says on 52 for the gold team. That's Henry Clifton, Noblesville.
The young man that just does not stop bringing it.
So a sideline warning given to the goal team.
So it'll be 3rd down and 20. Stomps in at quarterback. Takes the snap. Quick throw on the screen to the right-hand side. Nothing doing. Might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, and it'll bring up a 4th down. And this will bring out Arrington.
officials are having some kind of conversation about what we don't know, but be interesting to see. The official's pointing at the sideline, I think telling the Gold coach he has to stay beyond or between the 25s.
Yeah, you got to stay inside the box.
And that's what the sideline warning was for before, was he was down close to the end zone.
Helmet contact on the defense. 15-yard penalty, remains third down.
So the 15-yard penalty for helmet-to-helmet contact, and it's still not a first down. A testament to the job this Team Navy defense has done of shutting down Gold's attack. But it is a big break for Team Gold.
Yeah,
Now sitting at 3rd and 7 instead of 3rd and 20. And replay the down, it will not bring up 4th down, be 3rd down. Stomps in the shotgun, flanked by Robeson. Stomps, looking left, fires left, passes incomplete, forward pass. So it'll bring up a 4th down.
Yeah. Jesse Stump just could not quite hang on to that, had some velocity to it. Probably had to throw it that way with defenders in the area. And at this this part of the field here, there's just no way you can go for it on 4th and 7. You have to punt it.
Arrington standing at his own 10. He will get the kick away. And this is going to be, looks like 21 for Team Navy. That is King Patterson.
Yeah.
With the fair catch. 6:27 to go here in the second quarter.
It's like Will Welch is coming back in at quarterback, so they're alternating him and Elliot Knowles from Lighthouse.
Welch so far on the day, no completed passes, but Cody Bolin so far, 6 carries, 26 yards, and a touchdown.
It's a workhorse day.
Yeah.
For sure. And he's back beside Welch now.
Ball's on the ground. Welch picks it up, trying to make something out of it, and he's brought down at the 41-yard line. That's going to be number 70 for Team Gold. Luke Venturini from South Lake Christian. It'll bring up a Team Navy second down. I want to give a big shout out to all 200 of you watching along with us, these young men playing in the 2022 Gatlinburg Rising Stars game. It's presented by Rocky Top Sports World. Welch in the shotgun, takes the snap, looking, fires deep on the right-hand side for Dang. Pass is intercepted. That's going to be number 6 for Team Gold, Kyler Barkley from the Pack Panthers. Welch wanted Ding deep, and Barkley said not today.
Not today at all. Coach Wolf, Coach Mills both telling him, hey, hang in there, it's okay, but he'd like to have that back. He had way too much air under the ball. The receiver was open for a good amount of time. You just can't float it like that when you've got athletes on the field. That every kid here in all 3 games, they're here because they're special. They've put something special on film for the committee to review, to even be nominated, so got to be a little bit tighter in these games.
Team Gold's defense showing up here in the second quarter, down by 2 scores. Stomps is in the shotgun, takes the snap, looking right, fires right. Man is wide open. That's number 3, David Beasley from Westminster Christian.
He's gone.
Makes the man miss at the 15. It's a touchdown. Team Gold stomps the Beasley. 70 yards, and just like that, it's a 1-score game.
That's very similar to the play, the big play they had last time. Receiver gets behind the defender. When you do that, Brock Stomp's going to make you pay for it, and he did right there. long touchdown, great pass, great catch, great run after the catch.
And Arrington now will attempt the extra point. It looks like Welch is on the hold. No, this is going to be 22 for Team Gold with the hold. That's Wade Edwards from the Noblesville Lions. But Arrington, extra point is good. Your score, Team Gold. Team Navy, rather, 14. Team Gold, 7. This is the 2022 Gatlinburg Rising Stars game presented by Rocky Top Sports World right here on 8-Man Extreme. One. Arrington set to kick off from the 40. Back deep to receive for Team Navy. It's going to be Goddard. And we'll get that number in a second. Instead, it goes up just inside the 20. It's going to be returned by number 30, Grayson Pollock from the KC East Lions. And it'll be a Navy 1st and 10, up by a score, 5:09 to go here in the second quarter. And Knowles will play quarterback on this drive. So far on the day for Elliott Knowles, 1 of 3 for 14 yards and 3 rushes for 8 yards. So trying to get this offense going, but he hasn't had to do a whole lot. Very short fields on the 2 scores that Team Navy got. Give is to Bolin, who's had a workhorse day, across the 30 up to about the 34. I'll bring up a 2nd down and 5.
I think that handoff was to Goddard out of Bethlehem Christian. Cody was lined up in a slider, an H-back, comes over for the counter. He's the wham blocker on that. And he's a big, strong kid. You don't want him coming at you blindside for sure.
Knowles is in the shotgun. Give is to Bolin. Bounces it to the right-hand side, looking for the edge, and dropped at the 40. Number 22, Team Gold.
Yeah, that's Goddard.
Edwards. Oh, it was Goddard.
Yep. It's actually the same play. Goddard just took it outside. He saw the hole close in the middle, so he bounces off to the right. That, first down proves that was a good move by him. Great vision to be a young kid at this level.
Knowles standing at the 35. Give to Goddard again. Has a hole up the middle to the 45. It's a Team Navy 1st down.
James, that's the exact same play 3 times in a row. I think at this point, Coach Brian Wolf, he'll run some counters and some traps at you for sure. That's his bread and butter. That's what he loves those. But I can tell you at this point, I'm probably going to run it till you stop it. If the defense can't have an answer for that, and you see them substituting now trying to find one, if you can't answer this call, I'm going to keep calling.
I'm glad you didn't say it. I wanted to. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
There you go.
Goddard with
4th
the
time in a
carry on
row.
the left-hand side.
4th time in a row, goes for 1 yard. Some of the substitution personnel for the goal team probably helped with that.
Up to the 44-yard line. Be 2nd down. Now under 4 minutes to go in the second quarter.
James, something important to point out for these games, a lot of the coaches, whether they're defense coordinator, offense coordinator, head coach, in regular season and playoffs, they're head coaches. So there's a wealth of knowledge.
Oh, for sure, absolutely.
I mean, they get great coaching while they're here for sure.
Knowles in the shotgun. Option play to the right.
Wow.
He didn't get the option to do anything because Robeson sniffed it out.
Give him credit for that tackle. Just a perfect wrap up.
No,
not able to give that pitch.
So
I'm sorry, that's Michelson.
Yeah.
Wesley Michelson with a
he was
huge
in.
stop down at the 49-yard line. We'll get a timeout called here.
Timeout. Gold.
Gold team wants that ball back before half. I don't blame them. That's
Yep.
a good call by the coach.
Team Navy does get the ball to start the second half. We'll step aside. This is the 2022 Gatlinburg Rising Stars game presented by Rocky Top Sports World right here on 8-Man Extreme. And we'll get a flag here.
Legal substitution on the offense. 12 men on the field. 5-yard penalty. Remains third down.
Yeah, Goddard was in there, and may or may not have been his fault on that. I'm not saying that, but he was out there. They pull him off and get to try it again from about 5 yards further back. Whoa.
Sorry about that, folks.
Good gracious, Mr. Fisher. Cut your mic. We need to get him a headset.
Yeah, get him some kind of earpiece. So it'll be third down and 20. Knowles is in the shotgun. Takes the snap, looking, fires left, and ball's on the ground. Thought it might have been intercepted there for a second. But no one comes away with it, and it'll bring up a 4th and 20.
That was great coverage. The out and up's real hard to cover when you're in a man coverage, man defense like that. He read it perfectly. Knowles had a good pass. It just, good pass, good route, good defense. Defense won.
Team Gold returner standing at the 25. Punter standing at the 35, his own 35. Low snap, picks it up off the ground.
And it's blocked.
It's blocked. Ball's on the ground, and it's going to be falling on.
That's Sean McNulty from Pack Panthers. Gets a hand on it. That could be a game changer right there with 2:16 left before the half. Gives them a much shorter field than they would have had.
Well, the recovery, number 52, Henry Clifton, come away with the football.
He's had a big day today for sure.
Man, he has absolutely gone off.
This year, regular season, if they played playoffs, which I'm not sure if they did, the big 6'4", 220-pound sophomore had 40 total tackles, so he's continued that today.
Stomps, give to Robeson up the middle, has a hole initially for 2 or 3. It'll bring up a second down. Again, want to give a big shout out to all 200 of you watching along with us, these young men having a day. Minute 47 to go in the second quarter. Stomps gets the ball, looking, right side, fires, passes in, is intercepted again. Still on his feet.
You don't want to go
Be
down.
number 28. No, 23 for Team Navy. 23 for Team Navy.
It's James Adams out of Bethlehem Christian Academy.
Sniffed it out. So Stomps will throw his second pick of the day. And Navy will take over at their own 43-yard line. Minute 28 to go, and again, they get the ball to start the second half. So a score here
That's huge.
would be a nail in the coffin.
Nail in the first half coffin for sure. To be a defensive secondary player, either safety or we're back 5-yard penalty again, illegal substitution. But to be a secondary player, a corner or safety in these kinds of games requires no chemistry. That's skill, that's talent, that's coaching, that's fundamentals. The timing has to come from the receivers and the quarterbacks, and 3 or 4 practices in 2 days is not enough to get that. And I think that's one reason we're seeing more interceptions than we are long passes or touchdown passes.
But you love to see defenses stepping up as well.
I'm a defensive guy, so yeah, I'm having a great time right
You're
now.
having a great time. Welch takes the snap, rolls right, looking for his man. Nope, out of
He
bounds.
said he was out, but that was a great sling by Will Welch going down as he threw the ball.
Let's see if we can get a replay. There we go. This is going to be 32 Goddard. Missed it. It's all good. So the ball will stay at the 38. Welch looking, fires, pass is complete
That's going to be enough, too.
to number 21,
That'll be Patterson.
Patterson.
That young man's had a great day already today, too, on both sides of the ball. It seems like he's all over the place, maybe just on offense, but he ran the route just as he should, 1 yard beyond the marker. Great pass, great catch.
1st and 10 from the 46. Now under a minute to go. Welch looking left, comes back across the field, reading, and he's going to get dropped. Flag does fly. That's 34 for Team Gold. Sean McNulty from the Pack Panthers. But we'll check the flag and get the call.
Holding on the offense. That penalty is declined. 2nd down.
She didn't say who it was on, and I didn't see who it was. Oh, good
sorry.
gracious. Mr. Official. Can we throw a flag from the press box down to the field? 'Cause I need about 3 so far today.
We'll get a timeout called here by Team Navy, their final of the first half. They do have 1 remaining. Okay. So they'll call their second timeout of the first half. Like we talked about Cody Bolin earlier. In the first quarter, he kind of carried the rock. Here in the second quarter, it's been Goddard, 4 carries, 28 yards. And then King Patterson, 2 catches, 28 yards, and a touchdown so far today.
Can we put an asterisk and 3 stars beside that touchdown catch, though? That I feel like you ought to get 8 points instead of 6 for something like that. Not all touchdown receptions are created equal.
Welch takes the snap, give to Goddard, and tried to make his man miss, but let's see. Let's get a number on that. That's 25 for Gold. Wesley Michelson.
We've called his name plenty today, and if he doesn't grab that ankle, I'm afraid he's off. Maybe not for 6, but closer to a first down than they are currently.
And Team Navy will burn their final timeout of the first half. We look at Team Gold. And number 3, David Beasley from Westminster Christian. One small catch earlier on, but a huge touchdown. It was a 70-yard touchdown, so he had a 1-yard catch and then the 70-yard touchdown catch for the touchdown. Brock Stomps, who's gotten the lion's share of the quarterback reps here in the first half, 5 of 11 for 120. And that touchdown has thrown 2 interceptions, but this Team Gold defense, or Team Navy defense rather, has just been stout here in the first half. With the exception of that one touchdown.
Yeah.
They have not broke at all. Welch takes the snap, looking deep, loads up, fires, looking for Patterson, incomplete, no flag.
I think if Patterson continues to run through for that, they may get the
gets
flag.
that.
Yeah,
Yep.
they're going to say uncatchable. You stop. Didn't make a play for the ball. That's a good call by the official.
So it'll bring up a 4th down for Team Navy from the 44-yard line.
As you typically see in any game, especially one like this, the line, when it comes time to punt, they're defensive guys. And so you have Harrell out there. You have Reed Castleberry out there. But if you saw who snapped the ball, it was quarterback Will Welch.
Great punt inside the 15, down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
Wow.
And Stoop has absolutely been clutch for Team Navy here in the first half. Team Gold going to start at their own 8-yard line, 21 seconds. They don't get the ball after half.
Has a punter and kicker ever been player of the game up here for any of these games?
Listen,
it's the inaugural year for this game, but I tell you, he's making a run for it.
So traditionally in the All-American game, the 8-man and 11-man, you have your offensive MVP, defensive MVP, and then overall MVP. It might be that these punters share overall MVP.
That's right.
Just a phenomenal job by both of them today. Kevin Mason will take the snap. Keeper on the right-hand side, looking for the edge and forced out of bounds. Looks like around the 25, but it will be enough to move the chains, give them a first down, stop the clock, and Team Gold does have one more timeout that they can burn if they need to.
Mason showing his speed on that, running from Harrell, he's a gazelle himself, outrunning him to the corner, getting the first down. It's a great job by Mason.
Mason, keeper this time to the left-hand side, looking for the edge. Tries to stay. He does end up getting out of bounds. And we've got a gain of 5, looks like, up to the 22-yard line.
Timeout. Gold. Their final timeout of the half.
Yeah, I think the line judge did roll the clock on that. So he said first, I was with you. I thought he got out, then said he didn't. So Gold forced to take their final timeout of the half in 5 seconds.
That's what I was going to say. I thought he said he's going to stay in bounds, and I was like, well, he's out of bounds. But apparently I was right the first time. 5 seconds left here in the first half. Again, at the half, we'll do a quick stat recap, and then we'll step aside for the duration of halftime. And then immediately after this game, at 1 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Central, we'll have the 2022 Gatlinburg All-American 8-Man Bowl. And then at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central, we'll have the 2022 Gatlinburg 11-Man Bowl. A lot of studs from all over the South in both of those games. Can't wait to see some of the talent. Right now, though, Stomps is in at quarterback. Last play, presumably, of the first half. He's directing traffic. He'll move Robeson out wide. Stomps is going to fire. And pass is caught out of bounds. And that'll do it.
Stomps took a shot at the end. It's a legal shot. It's a good hit. number 91 for the Navy, comes in, lays a lick. He lays there a little longer. We'll see if that affects him in the second half.
So a quick run through of how both of these teams have done so far in the first half. We'll start with Team Gold. Quarterbacks, Brock Stomps, 5 of 11 for 120 and a touchdown. And then he's also rushed once for 4 yards. He has thrown 2 interceptions, though. And then you look at Kevin Mason, 1 of 1 for 4 yards, 4 carries for negative 12 yards. Unfortunately, he also has thrown an interception. Go down to Jackson Robeson from the Cabra Stallions, 4 carries, 20 yards. Go to receivers. You're going to have number 3, David Beasley. He's got 2 catches for 71 yards. You've got Jesse Stump with a catch for 4 yards. Number 10, Kevin Mason also has 3 catches for 42 yards on the day, so kind of all around making it happen. And then number 11, Lennox Hires, 1 catch for 4 yards. So first half, Team Gold just trying to get something going. But in terms of the defensive side of the ball for Team Gold, they've had some guys really stepping up across the board.
Henry Clifton with 3 sacks. I mean, who has 3
gosh.
sacks in an all-star type game setting?
Jeez.
But that kid's getting it done. And you can see he's fundamentally sound. I think we said earlier, 6'4", 220 pounds. Kid's got a bright future.
Sean McNulty with a blocked punt. And then you also have Luke Venturini with a sack as well. In terms of defense, you have a sack by number 25, Wesley Michelson. And then an interception from number 6.
Kyler
That's gonna be
Barkley out of Pike
Barkley.
Panthers, yeah.
Yep. Then you go switch over to Rising Stars Navy. Look at Will Welch, 1 of 3 for 16 yards. And then he's thrown the interception. Elliot Knowles, 1 of 4 for 14 yards. And then 3 carries for 3 yards. But in terms of running backs, it's been Goddard and
Bolin, back and forth.
The Lions shares back and forth. More carries for Bolin, more yards for Goddard rather. But hey, they've both been effective.
Yeah.
And Bolin's the one that's got the touchdown on the board.
That's right. He got to put that up. Goddard has 8 more yards than him or so, but 60 yards combined between 2 players in this setting. Great running game by the Navy.
King Patterson on the day, 2 catches, 28 yards, and one of them was the incredible touchdown that we saw earlier on. In terms of defense for Team Navy, guys making plays all over the place.
Yeah, 3 interceptions, 1 by Harrell, the middle linebacker that can't say enough good about. Ironically, the other 2 interceptions also by linebackers, outside linebackers. So, at this point, you don't have an interception by a secondary player, which is unusual, but that also speaks to the Gold team not taking long shots except for the 2 that were very successful.
You've got number 3, Fitzgerald Stinson with a sack. You've also got number 31, Caleb Kraft with a sack. And I believe that's it in terms of sacks. And then fumble recoveries, you had 1 for number 30. That is Grayson Pollock from the KC East Lions. We'll step aside for the duration of halftime. Just under 7 minutes is what is up on the scoreboard. We'll be back with the second half. This is the 2022 Gatlinburg Rising Stars game presented by Rocky Top Sports World right here on 8Man Extreme. getting set for the second half of action from here at the 2022 Gatlinburg Rising Stars game presented by Rocky Top Sports World right here on 8-Man Extreme. James Shannon, Blake Thompson, Brennan Daniel on the call for you today. Kirk Stallings producing on the computer side. Jack Helwig, video director. Audrey Green running the camera. Brennan also running a camera. Andrew Welch on camera. And then we also have Jerry Shannon Jr. and Andrew Hasley on stats. So appreciate everyone pitching in today to make this happen. Arrington will kick us off straight to Dang on the right-hand side, trying to make some moves. Kick off from one Tennessee guy to another, down to the 44, and that's where Team Navy will take over. Well, they're in the first half. Team Navy really, really imposing their will on Team Gold. Other than a couple plays, you had the long touchdown, couple defensive stops that Team Gold got, but other than that, Cody Bolin, Elijah Goddard, and Elliot Knowles kind of moving the ball at will.
Yeah, and you see Elliott going to get the start here in the second half. Maybe just that his turn in the rotation, maybe because he had better production in the first half.
Bolin is in motion from right to left. Knowles takes the snap. It's going to be a screen looking for Goddard. Goddard with a big hole across the 40, 35, spin move, 20, 10, 5, in zone. Flags on the backside of the play.
There's two flags on the field, one at the 40, one at the 30, and there was a Navy player on the ground. Not sure what that had to do with the flags, if anything. But
that was 25 Stoop.
They think.
But what a spin move there by Goddard, though. I get the flags, but what a job. And Navy's celebrating touchdown.
The coaches say go for one.
The touchdown is good. During personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 25 of the defense. That penalty will be assessed on the kick. That penalty or test on the kickoff.
That's Michelson called for unnecessary roughness. I did not see what he did, though.
No, I didn't either. I was focusing on that run by Goddard. Good night almighty.
His talent,
had
speed.
the hole, met the first defender, hit that B button, and he was gone.
And that'll go down as a touchdown pass for Knowles because that was a screenplay.
Yep. Extra point attempt
screen.
is good. Your score, Team Navy 21, Team Gold 7. This is the 2022 Gatlinburg Rising Stars game presented by Rocky Top Sports World right here on 8-Man Extreme. Team Navy set to kick off, and it's from Team Gold's 45 after the personal foul assessed here on the kickoff. They go with the squib instead of the automatic touchback, and it's going to be fallen on at the the 13-yard line by Team Gold. Interesting decision there, Brennan, by Team Navy, just deciding to go with the squib instead of the automatic touchback. Oh, okay. Well, Blake,
Yeah.
I'll ask you then.
I'll have an opinion on that.
I'll ask you then.
No, I think it's a smart
interesting
call.
decision.
Yeah, I think it's a smart call by the Navy coaches on that because you have a chance to pin them down there instead of letting them have it at the 20. And if it bounces off a player, you may get the ball anyway.
This is going to be Kevin Mason firing on the right-hand side, and passes incomplete. Looks like it was intended. Looks like number 2 for Team Gold. That would be Stump, the intended receiver, and it'll bring up a Team Gold second down.
The pressure on that play brought from Reed Castleberry, the right defensive end, to cut him back in. He had contained, and then looks like number 2, left defensive end, to apply the pressure and force that throw.
Mason with the keeper, and he keeps it straight into a sack. Team Navy defense trying to get a number on the sack. Not sure who quite got in there, but a great job shutting the play down. Loss of 2 on the play, rather. It's 3rd and 12. Stomps back in, directing traffic. He'll move Robeson out to the right. Fires right, and passes incomplete. Intended for number 2 again. That's Stump, Jesse Stump from Lakeway Christian, and it'll bring up a Team Gold 4th down.
That Navy defense holding again now from the goal line, the goal team having to punt, which, back to the Navy coaches, is a good call on the squib.
Patterson will fair catch this at the 44-yard line, and a flag comes flying in the backside on the right.
And that came from the head official, and that he threw that about 20 yards, so he saw something he did not like.
Let's see if we can get an explanation, because I didn't see anything. I don't know about you. I didn't see anything on the backside of this play.
I didn't either.
And the official going over to talk to.
Let's see.
He's going to pick up the flag.
He's going to
wave it off. Okay. It may have been an inadvertent.
There is no flag on the play.
I don't know what he saw, but as far as he threw it, it didn't fall out of his pocket.
I got him for blowing.
So it'll bring up a 1st and 10 for Team Navy there at the 44-yard line. Will Welch will have the quarterback responsibility here on this second drive of the second half. He'll be in the shotgun, flanked by Goddard. Man in motion. Give is to Goddard. On the right-hand side, makes the first man miss. Looking for the edge. Has it forced out of bounds around the 34-yard line.
There's 2 flags, one from each line judge. I think the one over here is going to be a hold on the edge. I'm not sure on the backside what we're going to have.
Offense. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Remains 1st down.
So there you go, block in the back, the call. So after a great gain by Goddard, it'll move the ball back to the 48-yard line. It'll bring up a Team Navy 1st down and 20. Close to 20. 1st down and 18. Welch, play fake, dumps it off to number 4. That's going to be Andros from Southlake Christian. He's down to the 46. So almost back to the original line of scrimmage, and it'll bring up a second down. Like I said, not the only game of the day today. 1 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central. You'll have the Gatlinburg All-American 8-Man Bowl. And at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central, the Gatlinburg All-American 11-Man Bowl. We'll have them all right here on 8-Man Extreme. Welch, play fake to Goddard. He with the keeper. And he'll get brought down at the 46-yard line, bring up a third down. Well, I talked about Goddard and the job that he's done today. Elijah Goddard from Bethlehem Christian Academy in Blake, his numbers this year, it really reflects what we're seeing on the field today.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, 53 rushes, 266 yards, 3 touchdowns. Also added 7 receiving touchdowns and 179 yard of kick return. 853 total yards for the young man, and that wasn't all. 2 interceptions on defense, 36 total tackles, kids all over the place. That's one reason he's here. He's shown the potential he has, and that's, keep in mind, all of that, everyone in this game, they're underclassmen. But obviously those stats in the film that was submitted on his behalf, that's why he's here, and he's putting it on the field again today.
Welch stands at the 50. Man in motion from left to right. Takes the snap. It's an option. Welch hasn't pitched it. He'll keep it and instead get brought down at the 48-yard line. That's number 25 for Team Gold, Michelson. And it's going to bring up a fourth down. Fourth down at about 17 for Team Navy. So Team Gold here in the second half, after giving up the touchdown on the first drive, second drive, just shutting it down and giving the offense a chance to get something going, down by 2 scores.
You can't love that as a Navy team. It is good for us, though, to be able to see this leg one more time.
Punt down, bounces at the 30, and that's where it'll be touched by Kevin Mason from Southern Prep Academy. We'll step aside. This is the 2022 Gatlinburg Rising Stars game presented by Rocky Top Sports World right here on 8-Man Extreme. Mason, a little bit of miscommunication with Michelson on the exchange. Mason able to fall back on it, but it is loss of yardage. Let's see, they'll lose 5, and it'll bring up second down. A little bit of miscommunication there on the handoff.
Yeah, again, something you're going to see in a game like this where teams haven't been able to gel and develop that chemistry.
Give is to Robeson, maybe what they were trying to do on that last play. And a great job. Sorry, 25 for goal. That's Michelson.
Yeah.
Michelson with the carry. A big gain. Give again to Michelson. He's across the 35. They might mark it at the 37 for forward progress. Interesting formation here from Team Gold, and Coach Jim Stomps going with quarterback and then 3 backs behind him instead of just the 2.
Absolutely. It's that power look. 1950 call, they need their offense back. But I got to see them practice this yesterday, and they got some big nasties up front, and that's exactly where they want to go out of it.
Passes over to number 11, Lennox Hires from Christchurch, down the right sideline, and will not stay on his feet. Great job on the far side. That's going to be number 34 for Team Navy, Logan Wood from the Coastal Hurricanes, but it stomps. Big completion there to Hires.
That pads his numbers again today. Good pass, good catch, but that's exactly what they were working on in practices. Load up, load up, load up, lull you to sleep, drop one over your head, work to perfection there.
Inside the 20 now, 1st and 10. Stomps in the shotgun, takes the snap, give to Michelson. Michelson tries the stiff arm, ball's on the ground, and it's fallen on by number 11. That's Hires. Bailing out Michelson there. Going to bring up a 2nd down, loss of 3 on the play.
The trap got there a little bit late. Reed Castleberry didn't even have to take on that block, just stepped up with outside contain, good position, good fundamentals, and good self-discipline to be there to start that play off, and then almost a fumble recovery.
Stomps, play fake to Michelson, fires to the right-hand side, touchdown, Team Gold.
Absolute dart.
That's number 2, Jesse Stump from Lakeway Christian Academy. And Team Gold brings it back within a score. Stump kind of redeeming himself on this drive, hit several great throws.
No, we'll get the stats here in a second.
Now sitting at 6 of 14 for 164 yards, 2 touchdowns.
He had to have 70, 80 yards that drive.
Yeah.
That's why that quarterback position, him being there, matters so much. Just the student of the game he is, being able to deliver throws like that, it's a game maker or game difference.
Arrington with the extra point. It's good. Your score, Team Navy 21, Team Gold 14, 8:04 to go here in the 3rd quarter. This is the 2022 Gatlinburg Rising Stars game presented by Rocky Top Sports World right here on 8-Man Extreme. Arrington set to kick off for Team Gold after a huge drive here in the 2nd half. Brock Stomps with passes completed to Lennox Hires and Jesse Stump. And so we've got a 1-score ball game, 8:04 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Arrington with the kick inside the 30. It'll go out of bounds.
He almost touched it, but that's good heads-up play.
This is number 21, King Patterson.
He's had a day.
And so Team Navy will take over, I believe it's at the 35-yard line on the out-of-bound kicks. Let's see where they end up spotting it, though.
Legal procedure. Kicking the ball out of bounds. 5-yard penalty, re-kick.
And they choose to re-kick instead of taking the ball at the 40. So Arrington will have another shot at it. Want to give a big shout out to all 204 of you that have tuned in so far, watching these young men have a day here at the Gatlinburg Rising Stars game.
The wind's picked up, yeah.
Yeah.
This is such a beautiful setting. Had a chance to be here last year. Hope this is not my last year being here. The way Andrew Capps puts this on, Coach Tim Smith, if you ever have a chance to get here just to watch as a spectator, highly encourage that.
Kickoff return here by Goddard across the 40 and finally brought down, and that is where Team Navy will start. Yeah, I did want to give a big shout out Mr. Andrew Capps with Rocky Top Sports World, kind of the point man on this, and then Coach Tim Smith helping kind of run the event and just kind of giving his expertise of several years in athletics. And, of course, just Rocky Top Sports World in general here in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Fantastic job putting this event on every year.
Yeah, it's first rate. Everything they do, top notch.
Knowles is in at quarterback on this drive for Team Navy. He stands at the 35, takes the snap, quick throw out to Patterson on the right, on the screen, across the 50 to the 47.
Oh, we're fortunate, goal team's fortunate not to have an additional 15 tacked on for a little excessive play after the whistle. That just happened to be the officials had their back turned, but need to limit that if it all. Oh, we got a cramp too. Somebody just went down for the Navy
And
team.
this is Patterson.
Yeah, that's Patterson.
Trying to stretch it out. But Patterson, a great job down to the 48-yard line, making moves. And I'll give a shout out to someone that doesn't get one very often on plays like that. Elliot Knowles, the quarterback. Those throws on those bubble screens, if they're too slow, if they're too fast, if they're high, low, it can really throw the whole thing off, and
Absolutely.
he was just able to nail it.
Timing's everything on that. If you see what happened since Patterson is out, Will Welch of Evangel just came in, play his position. Looks like he's going to be out as a X, out top of the screen there on the left. So two quarterbacks in the game could get interesting.
Knowles with the quick throw to the left-hand side, and the pass is incomplete. And I was mentioning too fast, too slow, too short, too far. It can affect it. Everyone looks at the receiver. You got to think about the quarterback trying to make that throw too. So it's a tough throw, especially these quarterbacks. Look at Knowles and Welch and Mason. Guys actually coming from 8, because here in the Rising Stars game, it's 11-man format, but it's 8 and 11-man players.
Right.
So these 3 quarterbacks are 8-man players used to playing on a 40 by 80 or 40 by 100 field. Now an extra 12 yards they have to adjust to. He is hit. The ball was given to Goddard, but good night in the morning. Michelson was there.
He's had a big day defensively for the goal team, showing up in plays like that way too often for the Navy team's liking.
I mean, Goddard had just touched the ball, and Michelson said, "How you doing?"
Michelson could have taken that handoff another split second sooner.
He could have. So ball is now at the 46-yard line on the Team Navy side of the field. Knowles looking, fires left, passes inside the 50, hauled in. That's Patterson. Inside the 40, rather. And where the official is standing, it's going to be enough for a first down. It's going to move the chains.
That's Xavier Dunn from Valiant Cross.
Xavier Dunn, I apologize.
Xavier Dunn. Well, you get so used to calling King because he's had so many plays, but that was a stand-up play right there by Xavier Dunn. It's a good spot by the official, too. He
was
lost some
dead
forward
on it.
progress, but guy called it exactly where it should have been.
Imagine having an offense with Xavier Dunn and King Patterson.
Oh, pick your poison on that as a defensive player, coach.
Right. Bolin in motion now. Knowles in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Looking pressured. Rolls right. He's going to tuck it and try to make something out of it. He'll get up just past the 40, so only going to be a loss of 1 on the play. It'll bring up a second down with 5:28 to go here in the third quarter.
Have a gold player slow to get up. Can't see his number from here. Is that Henry Clifton, maybe?
It does look like 52, so it would be Clifton.
That'd be Clifton. I
Yep,
don't see anything
52.
on the replay. It could be a cramp like we saw from Patterson.
So we will step aside while they take a look at him. Well, he's back up. Never mind. He hopped right back up.
It's cramp. You can tell by how he's walking that. If you think about it, even if you played late into the season or even national championship, that was just 4 weeks ago. So some teams ended before that. Conditioning probably, if we're honest, is not what it should have been. They haven't been running. They haven't been lifting in the off-season program. They come here, have a couple of long days practicing with Thursday and Friday. Maybe a travel day on earlier Thursday or Wednesday, not hydrating enough. I think that's why you see, pretty early in the game with very cool temperatures and wind, players on both sides going out with cramps.
Knowles looking right, fires right. That's Patterson. He's out of bounds at the 33. Will be enough to cut the yardage in half towards getting a first down, but it's 3rd and 5. Team Navy still on the move, couple bumps in the road, but they're getting the job done. Coach Brian Wolf from Evangel Christian, Coach Matt Kelly from Valiant Cross Academy, and Coach Matt Mims from Abbeville Christian for Team Navy. And then for Team Gold, Jim Stomps from Westminster Christian, Jason Aschenbrenner, and Ford Setzer from Christ Church Academy are their coaches. Knowles is firing deep, left-hand side.
Got him.
He's got Patterson again. King Patterson with the stanky leg celebration. What a throw from Knowles.
That was a dime. Great over-the-shoulder catch. He had to redirect a little bit. Great. I mean, we've seen what he can do. Not surprising. Great play, not surprising. Man, that it doesn't get any better. Is almost impossible to defend.
And so far on the day, Elliott Knowles, well, they're updating it right now. We'll get it. But King Patterson, 5 catches for 40 yards.
They're not going to get the play off.
Yep.
Illegal substitution on the Navy team.
So Knowles is 3 of 6 for 80 yards and 2 touchdowns. And now they've got King Patterson updated, 5 catches, 78 yards, and a touchdown.
I think Patterson heard all that talk about the kicker maybe being player of the game, and he said, no, I'm going to have something to say about that. Watch these catches.
Snap, set, kick, extra point is no good. Hooked it left. And so Team Navy up by 13, 5:02 to go in the third quarter. This is the 2022 Gatlinburg Rising Stars game presented by Rocky Top Sports World right here on 8-Man Extreme. Stoop set to kick it away for Team Navy after an incredible passing catch from Elliott Knowles from Lighthouse Warriors to King Patterson from Valiant Cross. Deep kickoff. It's going to be returned here by Michelson on the right-hand side. Across the 30. And it'll bring up a Team Gold first down. Talking about King Patterson on the day. 5 catches, 78 yards, 2 touchdowns. And if you're Coach Wolf, we talked about it earlier with the run game, but in terms of the passing game, again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's right.
Go back to what works, and great chemistry between Knowles and Patterson.
Up 13 points as you get deeper into the game and maybe try to run a little clock. I would expect to see him come back to the counter. That worked well, and that eats time.
Mason in at quarterback, pressured in the backfield. He dumped the ball off to somebody, just running over players. That's number 52 for Team Gold. Down to the 37-yard line.
The name we've said a lot today, Henry Clifton.
He just bullied these young men, bouncing off of them.
I can't see here. I'm trying not to stutter as we figure out on the replay. Could not tell if it was a fumble picked up by Clifton.
Dumped it off to
or
him.
just, a lateral.
Yeah.
And takes off. He was in trouble for sure. Navy defense was all over him. I guess a lateral back to Clifton. Which Clifton's lining up at the right guard. So that.
Yeah, he may have it may have been a fumble, and he would have picked it up and
Clifton did
gone.
not come here today thinking he was going to have a 40-yard, 50-yard run. Guarantee you that.
Every lineman's dream.
Absolutely.
Stomps with the throw out to the right, misses his man, and it'll bring up a second down. So not only does the young man Clifton have 3 sacks on the day, now he's got a 40-yard carry.
He's living the dream.
And a fumble recovery.
Oh, yes. That's right. You got to add that to it.
The young man is just having a day out of the Noblesville Lions up in Indiana. Talk about this All-American game, and love to see how widespread the representation is on these rosters. The give here is to number 32 for Team Navy. I'm sorry, for Team Gold. That's going to be Cameron Humans.
I don't know if Clifton flew in or drove in, but he will float home after that kind of day. Guarantee you that.
It'll be 3rd down and 8 from the 35-yard line. Stomps, give to Michelson. Michelson's going to get swallowed there, and a great job
We got
by
some
number
laundry.
50, Harrell.
Then we're going to see a hold here.
Now, Harrell from the Georgia Force, he did get back there to get the stop.
Holding, number 60 of the offense. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Remains 3rd down.
So it'll move Team Gold. Let's see where they end up spotting this. They should spot it around the 48. Nope, they'll go to the 45-yard line.
There's a spot foul, so it must have been 2 yards in front of the line of scrimmage from where they threw it.
It'll be 3rd down and about 18 yards to go. Stomps is in at quarterback in the shotgun. Looking, fires across the middle, pass complete. That's number 11, Lennox Hires from Christ Church Academy, and he's still on his feet. Still moving inside the 10. What a strike from Stomps to Hires. They've had some chemistry early on with a big throw to put them deep in Team Navy territory. They do it again, and it's a 1st down.
That quarterback's making a difference. He's got good hands. Just pretty simple pitch and catch on that, but perfect play call for what the defense had. And now you see him back in business inside the red zone.
3 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Michelson moves to the left-hand side of Stomps. Stops, fires, right-hand side. It's caught! That's a touchdown!
Wow.
Great balls of fire. That's number 2, Jesse Stump from Lakeway Christian. And what a grab by the young man. Toe tap to grab the deflection off the almost interception.
Yeah, that's Andrew Barksdale in coverage.
And Team Gold gets back within a score. Arrington is going to kick the extra point to make this a 6-point game.
This extra point is huge because of the previous miss.
Snap, set, kick.
Oh, wow. It hits the upright, bounces out. Still a 7-point game.
I'm so sorry, young man. I jinxed you 100%. But we do have a 7-point game with 2:49 to go in the third quarter. It's Team Navy 27, Team Gold 20. This is the 2022 Gatlinburg Rising Stars game presented by Rocky Top Sports World right here on 8-Man Extreme. Arrington set to kick off for Team Gold after a huge completion from Brock Stomps to Jesse Stump. Gotta love the All-American game where you can see catches like that. And I love these young men being able to make plays like that on a stage like this. Arrington with the line drive kick inside the 15. It'll be returned by King Patterson. Around the left-hand side, trying to get an edge across the 30, and it'll finally be forced out of bounds at the 35-yard line, and that is where Will Welch and that Team Navy offense will take over. So far, Welch on the day, 2 of 4 for 22 yards. Has thrown an interception. So not the mind-shattering day that maybe he was hoping for, but hey, it's only the third quarter. There's no reason if you're Will Welch to be hanging your head, get a little discouraged. You got a lot of ball game ahead of you, young man.
A lot of ball game and too many gifts really for him, whether it's running, catching, throwing the ball to, like you said, hang your head. There's plenty of ball. We got an overload set to the right here now.
Man in motion is Dunn. Ball is given to Dunn around the left-hand side on the sweep down to the 39. Be a gain of 4, and it'll bring up a Team Navy second down.
One group typically you never hear their name or their number called unless it's something bad. The big nasties up front, Benjamin Bobo from Southside Christian, Emerson Dollins, Evangel Lightning, Ethan Stallings, who was a starter all year on the varsity national championship team from Evangel Lightning, Jacob Lawrence from Ezekiel Academy, Ernest Davis, New Hope Leadership, and they have an extra 2 in there that I don't have their number right now.
Ball is given, try to get a number. It's up to the 40. And that was
Michelson on big hit up the middle.
Welch with the keeper. So it'll bring up a 3rd down and 5. Sorry, 3rd down and 4. From the 41. yard line.
You have to wonder if Coach Wolf here is thinking we have 2 downs to get 4 yards. We don't have to get it all in this play, or if he would take a chance on his side of the 50.
Well, you're coming up on the end of the third quarter, too. 1 minute now. So you can really slow down a little bit, take your time. Bolin now comes in motion. Fake pitch. Welch fires right. Pass completed to Dunn. Spin moves, make the first man miss. Second man miss. 20, 15, 10, 5, and Dunn is into the end zone. Touchdown Team Navy. Will Welch, I just said it. Don't put your head down because there's still a lot of ball game. He finds Xavier Dunn, who makes the first man miss with the B button. The second man, I don't know what happened there.
He turned on jets.
And then just speed from Dunn. He channeled his inner Lightning McQueen, and he's into the end zone for 6.
We have some laundry on the field. I believe that's going to be celebration, but I'm not going to swear to it. White Hat is talking to the gold team, gold coaches. Maybe a question of do you want to take it on the extra point or do you want to take it on the kickoff?
Sideline warning on blue. Second one, 5-yard penalty will be assessed on the try.
Hey, you know what? I'll take that sideline warning.
So it looks like, are they saying they're going for 2? They held up 2 fingers. I don't know what that, maybe talking about the second group. And we can talk about the first and second group.
I think they're going for 2.
Try.
Welch is out here. They did miss the extra point earlier.
Okay. So they're trying to get it back.
Yep, they're trying to make this an even 14 or a 15-point game, actually. Welch tries the jump pass, comes back down with it. Keeper on the right-hand side. He's in. 2-point conversion attempt is good. Just like that, Welch with an excellent pass to Dunn. And then there, design play was a jump pass. He decides to pull it back down and take it in himself. We've got a 15-point game. It's Team Navy 35, Team Gold 20. This is the 2022 Gatlinburg Rising Stars game presented by Rocky Top Sports World right here on 8-Man Extreme. Stoop set to kick off for Team Navy. And back deep to return is Michelson and Mason for Team Gold. Deep kickoff. Mason's actually going to field this. Oh, no, he won't. Ball is loose. He's got to return this because he touched it. Mason across the 10 and only makes it up to the 12. Little mishandle there at the beginning. And so Team Gold deep in their own end down at the 12-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10. Well, make sure you don't go anywhere after this. At 1 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Central, you're going to have we'll have the 2022 Gatlinburg All-American 8-Man Bowl right here on 8-Man Extreme. And then at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central, the 2022 Gatlinburg All-American 11-Man Bowl right here on our channel as well. A lot of football today from young men all over the country. It's going to be a blast. Michelson with the keeper on the right-hand side might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. And I did want to mention, I said something about from all over the country, 12 states represented between these 3 games, the Rising Stars, the 8-Man Bowl, and the 11-Man Bowl. The fact that more and more people are finding out about this, it's just a testament to the great job that Rocky Top Sports World does.
Absolutely. Beautiful setting, incredible facility, multiple fields to practice on for all this year's 6 teams, not 4. Great turf, brand new facilities. We can pan the camera and see everything new that between Rocky Top Sports and the Pittman High School, actually the county here, have done. I mean, some of these rooms, some of the additions here that colleges would be jealous to have. And then, of course, as we mentioned, Coach Tim Smith and Andrew Capps just putting on a great bowl game here.
Well, in the first ever edition of the Rising Stars game, it's going to be a trial and error. Let's see how it goes. I think it's safe to say this game will be around for a long, long time. So much talent between these two teams of young men.
And James, you mentioned it earlier, too. These players, some of them play against each other. I've seen it this year in games that we played. The guys that were up here together, maybe on the same team last year, after the game, they're looking for each other. They're hugging. Hey, brother, how you been? Or they're friends on Instagram, or they're friends on some other social media platform. This does more for the game than just get you in a few extra practices, maybe some exposure by colleges. It's about so much more than that.
Well, and the All-American game has been going on here at Rocky Top Sports World since 2018. And there's guys to this day, of course, we've been broadcasting the games ever since then. There's guys to this day we'll see, and a guy from South Carolina is still friends with a guy from, Arkansas or something.
Absolutely.
It's all over the place, guys, and it's because they're in almost the exact same boat. Most of these situations, it's the same situation.
That's right.
Well, at the start of the fourth quarter, Brock Stomps is out at quarterback. He's in the shotgun. And that clap, he got a guy to jump. Let's see if we got a flag, because Stomps called him out on it, too.
Yeah, Seth Allison, East Central.
Defense. 5-yard penalty, remains second down.
So it's a free 5 yards for this Team Gold offense. And still a first down. Over to the right-hand side. Ball is going to be carried by 33, I believe.
And I promise I have no endorsement deal with the Harrell family, but it's hard not to mention a kid that just shines. It reads it perfectly, no false steps, hits where he's supposed to hit, and you see the pile move backwards. Harrell's a force to be reckoned with. I can't wait to see him back here in future years as an upperclassman.
Philip Birchfield from Tri-Cities Christian had that last carry. And here, now Team Navy is pointing. Let's see who comes away with the ball. Well, it was number 25 for Team Gold. That's going to be Michelson, was on the bottom of the pile. And we didn't want to mention, not this last play, but the play before that, Birchfield had the carry from Tri-Cities Christian, team from Blunteville, Tennessee. First year bringing football back. Hadn't had football in about 10 years. So finally bringing football back this year. They've got several guys in the Rising Stars game and the All-American game, so love to see it. And their coach is one of the coaches for the 8-man game as well. Stomps, fires left, looking for Michelson. Pass is complete. He's still on his feet fighting, but a great job.
As Glendarius Ford out of Hillcrest Christian made contact, held on. It would have been real easy for that to go south for the defense on that, but he did a great job holding on there.
It'll bring up a third down and 7. Nope, 2nd and 7. From the 25-yard line. Stomps in the shotgun, looking left, fires left quickly again for Michelson. And he might have gotten a yard on that, looking for him on the quick screen. And that Team Navy defense, they sniff a win. They can smell it with just over 12 minutes to go in the ball game, up by 15. They know, hey, all we got to do is just shut this down right now. Because Stomps has proven so far, all he needs is just a little chance to take a deep shot, and he's going to make you pay. Passes already complete to Hires and Stump.
Absolutely. If you look as a defensive coach, I love to see what just happened. There were all but one, and he was in good position in coverage on the backside. All but one Navy jersey was around the ball or running towards the ball close to it. That's why the defense has been successful today, swarming the ball.
Play fake. Stomps on the left, trying to direct traffic with Hires and passes incomplete. Bring up a fourth down. Stomps trying to get him to move out just a little bit. Both of us being a little bit bigger boys. I played offensive line. You played what?
I was a linebacker.
You were a linebacker.
I'm not going to say they never put me on the line.
I do want to give a big shout out to some of these offensive linemen, these names that we might not have called at any point today, and we'll do it while they do get this punt away real quick. So for Team Gold, you've got number 60, Ty Cobb from Christchurch Academy. Number 70, Luke Venturini. I believe we've said his name, but he's from South Lake Christian. Number 46, Slade Blevins, as the punt goes down to the 43-yard line and fielded by Patterson, and that's where Team Navy will take over. 46, Slade Blevins from Tri-Cities Christian. 50, Michael Nassie from the Noblesville Lions. 56, Kai Goins, also from the Noblesville Lions. Number 72, Brandon Bell from Southern Prep Academy. Number 55, Evan Patterson from the Pack Panthers. Number 40, Chance Hawkins from Tri-Cities Christian. And then for Team Navy, you've got number 60, Benjamin Bobo from Southside Christian. 56, Emerson Dolans from Evangel Lightning, as well as number 45, Ethan Stallings. Jacob Lawrence, number 44 from Ezekiel Academy. 72, Ernest Davis from New Hope Leadership. Well, to finish here in a second, Knowles with a play fake, spin move up to the 49, and maybe a gain of 1. 72, Ernest Davis from New Hope Leadership. 70, Carter Helms from Ezekiel Academy. And number 73, Austin Nelson from Grace Baptist Academy. Those are your designated offensive linemen. Of course, some of the defensive linemen going both ways, but they tried to give them a primary position. So they're primarily playing defensive line. So and then those young men that I just mentioned are the designated offensive linemen. So big shout out to them today. As Pat McAfee would say, shout out.
That's right. What just happened there was Knowles' helmet comes off, so Will Welch has to go in for a play.
Welch on the play fake. He'll get up to the 45-yard line.
I think you're going to see Knowles go right back in.
And he's getting the play call there from Coach Wolf before he heads back in. One of the cool things about All-American games like this, All-Star games, yeah, they have the same uniform, but you get to see all the different helmets, the different colors, the different styles, and it's really cool to see them all come together in a situation like this.
It is. I used to love that even as a child. We got some trickeration that's almost went really badly.
If Dunn hadn't been wearing that hoodie, he might have been okay. Let's get a number, 32 for Team Gold. That's Cam Humans from the Pack Panthers. Took advantage of the hoodie on the back of Dunn. Little trickeration play, like you said. And Dunn tried to take the little dump off, and Humans was not fooled by it at all.
We've talked about us being prophets here a couple of times today. I literally just pulled up on my phone the weather. Obviously, watching this from home, you see sunny, very few clouds in the sky.
Looks like it's nice. It's not.
No, the wind chill right now is 38 degrees, and the wind is howling even through the windows in the press box. So that explains the hoodie. I get the need for the hoodie. I don't like players wearing hoodies for that reason.
Wear a sweatshirt or something. But, hey, it's football a week before Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
Can't beat it.
No.
Can't beat it. It's an awesome situation and experience. These young men coming in on Thursday afternoon, checking in, getting their jersey presented to them. Practice on Thursday night, and then yesterday, each team with an opportunity to practice twice. I think the majority of them only practiced one time just to kind of get on the same page. let the young men have some fun last night, and then it obviously has not hurt their performance today. So, hey, again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's it.
Stomps, rolls right, fires. He's got hires from Christ Church across the 35 up to the 37. It'll bring up a Team Gold second down. Hires and Stomps, a little bit of communication. And the interesting thing is, you got Stomps from Louisiana and Hires from Florida. Not even close to each other in the chemistry they have so far.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
And neither of them accustomed to this this kind of weather either. Promise
Well, and
you
then,
that.
yeah. Well, and then you got Jesse Stump from Lakeway Christian up at actually just like an hour from here. Ball is carried there.
Ball came out.
I don't think they're going to let that stand. I think they're going to give it back. That was Adams with the carry. Sorry, no, that was
Navy player did come up with the ball, and it's once again Harrell.
that was Robeson with the carry. Let's see what they end up.
Nobody points the other direction and jumps up and down quite as much, and I get it, as the defensive coordinator, Matt Mims out of Abbeville Christian. Oh, no. Inadvertent whistle is probably my least favorite aspect or anything that could ever happen in football, and now Coach Mims is going to talk to him.
I wonder how many times the word terrible has come out of Mims' mouth in that situation.
Between he and Charles Barkley.
Yeah.
Terrible. I think you spell it Turrible.
That sounds right to me. Terrible. So Stomps with a second down. Takes the shotgun snap. Fires it out left. Passes incomplete. Just over the head. The intended receiver, and that's going to be number 3, David Beasley from Westminster Christian. 8.5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Team Navy up by 15. So down by 2 scores, but you got Brock Stomps in there right now, and on the day has had an impressive day. I'll mention his stats here in a second. Stomps looking, pump fake, hit as he throws. He was going to be able to complete a pass to number 2, Jesse Stump from Lakeway Christian.
As Caleb Sorto comes up, makes that hit.
He was rocked on the play. And so it'll be a 4th down instead. But Brock Stomps on the day, 11 of 23, 209, 3 touchdowns. Early on in the game threw the 2 interceptions, but I would say since the end of the first quarter, it's been a completely different game for the young man.
It has, and you mentioned at the time, they need a little bit of time to settle in, get the jitters out. Some of these kids, like where I'm from, Central Time Zone, game starting at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
On your eternal clock. That nobody wants to wake up and go hit. And at that point, I think wind chill's in the mid to high 20s. That's a hard start there.
So as Team Navy goes on offense, a comparison of the quarterbacks to Brock Stomps. Over on the Team Navy side, Will Welch and Elliot Knowles. Welch, 3 of 5, 81 yards and a touchdown. And then Knowles, 3 of 6 for 92 yards and 2 touchdowns. Welch does have the interception he threw earlier.
Will Welch this year ended up with over 1,000 all-purpose yards. Over 400 of those were in kick return, punt, or not punt. He just was a kick returner.
Welch fires right for Dang. Pass is complete, makes the first man miss, but not the second, down at the line of scrimmage. That'll bring up a second down. Want to give a big shout-out to all 240 of you watching along with us. Want to thank you for tuning in. James Shannon, Blake Thompson, Brendan Daniel, Audrey Green, and Andrew Welch on the camera operation. Jack Helwig, the video director. Kirk Starlings, our producer on the computer end, and then Jerry Shannon Jr. and Andrew Hasley running stats for us. Big thank you to everybody. I didn't see who the handoff was.
I don't know, but Michelson was almost who the handoff was to, the defensive lineman for the goal team.
That's 32 for Team Navy. That's going to be a Goddard. He swallowed up real quick. This Team Gold defense, game's not over, but they're going to have to put it in B for Boogie at 7 minutes left in the game.
Looking just as far as the eye test on the practice field the last couple of days, the gold team line seemed to be bigger across the board. I was a little worried, how that would play out in the game. Obviously, it hasn't hurt the Navy team that much, but you do see the size and speed that they have.
Welch hit, ball's out, it's into the end zone.
That's Jack Lemoyne, Westminster Christian. Exactly what we were just talking about, the defensive line making a difference.
Lemoyne with a quiet day so far, but right there, and I didn't see who rocked Welch on that.
His left defensive end, I could not get a
That's
number.
27? No, 25 for Team Gold. That's going to be
That's
Michelson.
We've called
So
his name all
Michelson
day.
hits Welch, who coughs the ball up, and then Lemoyne, it's a scoop and score. And so a 1 point game. And again, Team Gold defense, they knew they needed something.
They just got it.
And they just got it.
That's a big momentum shift potentially. Welch hit from the blind side, coughs it up.
Now they are down by 9 with a couple missed extra points, and so they're going to go for 2 here. Stomps in the shotgun. And Robeson coming in to flank him. Stomps takes the snap, pressure, fires, incomplete. So still a 2-score game.
Yeah,
That's a backbreaker right there.
Coach Stomp saw that play call work for his state university there, LSU, in overtime against Alabama. I'm not real happy about that, but I know why he called it, because it worked for them for sure.
We'll step aside. This is the 2022 Gatlinburg Rising Stars game presented by Rocky Top Sports World right here on 8-Man Extreme. One. Arrington set to kick off for Team Gold, who just got a huge defensive touchdown deep in Team Navy territory. It was Michelson hitting Welch, who coughed the ball up, and Lemoyne with a scoop and score. Now an onside kick, and it's going to be falling on at the 45-yard line. Be number 33 for Team Navy, Colin Wood from the Coastal Hurricanes with the recovery. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 45, and Elliott Knowles will come back in. Young man has had a day, 3 of 6 for 92 yards, 2 touchdowns. Has handled business.
Yeah, he's proven why he's here. He's
Yeah.
got a great arm, good vision. The Navy avoided the illegal substitution by kicking somebody out of the huddle before they broke it this time, so they're learning.
I formation, Knowles is under center. Pitch to Bolin on the left-hand side. No, that's Goddard on the left-hand side, looking for the edge and forced out of bounds inside the 50, about the 48. Not quite enough for the first down.
Ethan Stallings did a good job just as far as self-discipline. He couldn't quite get a good angle on the inside shoulder. Guy cuts back. He doesn't want to hold. You don't want to block in the back. You don't want to hold, and gave up on it. There's another offensive lineman who's had a great season. They don't get their name called too often unless it's something bad, so it's good to see that and him get some recognition.
Knowles under center, give to the fullback. This is Bolin, and he is swallowed up by this Team Gold defense for no gain. Might have lost a yard or two, actually. It'll bring up 3rd and 9. 6 minutes to go in the ball game. It's a 2-score game. Team Navy leads 35-26. Knowles brings the play call in. We are here at Legion Field, on the campus of Gatlinburg, Pittman High School, as well as Rocky Top Sports World. Absolutely beautiful facility and a great day of football ahead of us. Knowles rolls right, fires. Pass is incomplete.
Oh.
Looking, is that Patterson or Dunn?
That's
Patterson.
Yeah, Dunn was in the back.
Patterson wanted the laundry and nothing doing, so it'll bring up 4th down and 9.
I'm not sure
Team
that I
Navy.
wouldn't have wanted the laundry that time, too. There was some contact. The official obviously determined that didn't affect the play.
So Stoop will come in to punt it away. These punters have had an incredible day. Pat McAfee would be proud for the brand.
There it is.
But these punters have had an incredible day. They've both had kicks pinned inside the 5. Stoop here. High kick. Let his coverage team get down there. Fielded at the 25 with a fair catch. And that is where Team Gold will take over. 5:19 to go in the first quarter. Sorry, fourth quarter. It started with an F, okay? So caught up in all the football. Let's give a little shout out to these punters I mentioned. Stoop, 4 punts, 205 yards, and only 2 touchbacks of those 4. 251 kickoff yards as well for Stoop. And then we'll talk about Arrington.
I think Stomps didn't like something he saw. This is obviously a very important possession, and thinks, hey, we got to maximize our potential on this. We cannot have a letdown.
Well, let's talk about Arrington right now. 7 punts, 254 yards, and no touchbacks, and then 103 kickoff yards. Just an incredible day for the young man. We mentioned the ball carriers for Team Gold. And in total offense, under 100 yards, but they've definitely gotten it done in terms of just little chunks. Just move the ball just a little bit. Give us a little space.
It's not always the yards. Sometimes it's the timing of when those yards, on
Exactly.
a 3rd and 3, a 4-yard run's great.
Exactly. And then you look at Team Navy, you've got Goddard, 5 carries, 93 yards, and a touchdown.
Wow.
Young man has had a day.
And really didn't get going until the second quarter.
No,
Bolin,
really, yeah.
Bolin was
Bolin
the
carried
workhorse.
the first quarter, yeah. Mason is in at quarterback. Kevin Mason from Southern Prep Academy takes the snap. Keeper started up inside. Bounces out to the left, looking for the edge. Has it. Forced out of bounds just outside the 40. But it'll move the chains. It'll be enough for a Team Gold. First down, and going with the option of, hey, try to run the ball and get it out of bounds, but, cut down and minimize the chances of an incompletion or an interception.
Yeah, the Navy coaches like to have that play back and talk to the right side of their defense about outside contain.
The give here, and this is Michelson, forced out of bounds just past the 50. Sorry, that's Robeson with the carry. It'll bring up a second down.
It's going to be interesting to see at some point when Coach Stomps gets into more of a 2-minute offense here. You're down 9. You've got 5 minutes, plenty of time if everything goes as planned, but you're going to see a sense of urgency.
Bad snap. Mason had to pick it up. Now he's trying to just get away from this Team Navy defense, and nothing doing all the way back to the 31-yard line. So it's actually going to be a loss of 20 yards.
I think Sorto got to him first, and then Harrell gets to him. Wyatt Chandler was right there if those two missed. Good total Team D effort.
20 yards off a bad snap. You hate to see it.
Well, especially now the sense of urgency I was just discussing now becomes an even bigger issue of, like we said before, it's 3rd down in Sevierville. You're down 9. This is really 4-down territory.
Stomps back in at quarterback, directing traffic, takes the snap.
And they're going to back it up 5 more.
Yep.
Jesse Stump left a little early.
Prior to the snap, false start, number 2 of the offense. 5-yard penalty, remains 3rd down.
That's one way to get behind the coverage. It's just not a legal way.
Yeah. It's effective, too.
It was very effective.
Just not legal.
You just have to hope the guy standing 4 feet from you doesn't see it and throw the flag.
Right. Stomps, takes the snap, looking, thinks about keeping it, and he does, but he's going to be brought down for a loss on the play. It'll register as a sack. It'll bring up a 4th down for Team Gold. So currently sitting at a 4th and 30 for Team Gold.
We've talked all day, started early and it's still going. The strength of the Navy defense, how they're swarming, they're getting pressure, they're making tackles. They've just had a couple of breakdowns in the secondary, but otherwise, that's kind of the story of the Navy team.
Timeout. Blue.
We'll step aside. This is the 2022 Gatlinburg Rising Stars game presented by Rocky Top Sports World right here on 8-Man Extreme. Fourth and 30 for Team Gold. Last gasp effort. Stomps, pitch out, throws down the left-hand sideline and passes incomplete. The second pass was attempted by Mason out wide. So it was Stomps to Mason, and then they were looking down the field. Looks like number 2, Jesse Stump, was the intended receiver.
Yeah, I think Jesse Stump was expecting to get the pass in that window, kind of gave up on the route at the end of the play. Obviously needed those extra 3 or 4 yards, and that's something to keep in mind. Again, these are underclassmen. These guys, there's no juniors, no seniors out there. These guys have time to mature and develop. It's an amazing accomplishment to be where they are, to be here on this stage, but there's a lot of ceiling left for them to achieve.
3:10 to go in the fourth quarter. This game coming up on 3 hours. Welch takes the snap. Keeper, and he bounces outside. Might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. Obviously 15-minute quarters in this game, but I would say the quality of the gameplay it's been fantastic. The game
Absolutely.
flow has been great. Obviously you haven't had the mercy rule, which
That's right.
is a time kill, really speeds up the game. But just the quality of the game, these young men with essentially 2 practices
Yeah.
have completely gotten on the same page. You love to see it.
They have, and you see what's happening now relative to the first offensive series for both teams. There, 3 or 4 flags against each team, both series, and they've settled in. They've worked that out. Now you see the Navy team just trying to kill clock.
Welch with the keeper up the middle. Some positive yardage across the 20 up to the 17-yard line. Want to give a big shout out to all 237 of you currently watching us.
Timeout. Gold. Their second charge timeout of the half.
Watching with us, these young men. Well, don't go anywhere. As soon as this game is over, I believe they'll give it about 30 minutes, so it won't start right at 1 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Central. But if you're subscribed to our YouTube channel at 8-Man Extreme, you'll see when we go live, we'll have the broadcast of the 2022 Gatlinburg All-American 8-Man Bowl. And then immediately after that, we'll have the 11-Man Bowl, shooting for about 4 p.m. Eastern on that game. So, a lot of great football all day. Why not just kick back, get you a little eggnog, watch some football.
Sounds like a winner. Do we have eggnog here? Because
That actually sounds really
that
good. I
sounds
shouldn't
good.
have said that.
Yeah.
It sounds really good.
Next, you're going to talk about an all-you-can-eat buffet or something.
Welch in the shotgun, pitches forward.
Wow.
Oh,
I'll give you one
My.
guess.
gosh.
You get 2 guesses as to who that was. The first one
I don't
doesn't
need
count.
to guess. That's
Yeah.
Michelson.
Timeout. Gold. Their final timeout of the half.
Wesley Michelson. As in son.
As in a missile coming off that edge.
Good night in the morning. That young man laying. That was a the old JBL, the clothesline from hell.
Oh, yes.
That was right
Yeah.
there. And Michelson
That was on
making
the
it.
CBS Wide World of Sports intro, right? For
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah. The coaching staff, we talked about this year how about 95% of those plays on that intro would now draw a flag.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
then they
yeah.
were like,
oh yeah.
they were historic, amazing plays. And now it's like, no, this penalty. You hit him too hard.
Welch is in the shotgun. Takes the snap, looking right. They're still throwing it up into the end zone, incomplete. Both young men were going for it. No flags, and we'll have a 3rd down.
That was Kyler Barkley coming over from the safety, it looked like. That might have been a catch because I think he had a step on the corner. Had Barkley from Pack Panthers not come over, might be a different result. It's a great play by him on that.
Option play, Welch decides to keep it.
Michelson said, I'll let you keep it.
Yeah, he said you can keep it all day long.
It's just a good combination, size, speed, instinct. Great defensive player, had a great day today.
And this defense needed it. It might be too little too late, though. 1.5 minutes to go, 4th down. And they're going to give Stoop a chance to take this shot from 45.
He made multiple kicks from 45 yards in practice the last 2 days. I think the wind is against him on this, but we'll see how that works for him.
Snap, set, kick is blocked.
And that's
And
returnable.
it was returnable. And that's
gonna be
number
6 if
6
he doesn't get
for
there.
Team Gold, Kyler Barkley. And he'll get brought down inside the 40. You hate it for Stoop. Kick is blocked. And Team Gold, 58 seconds, down 15. If that kick was good, it's a three-score game.
Yeah, it's iced.
It's over. Now you score, get the onside. You could still take a couple Hail Mary shots.
And that's
We'll
a huge tackle by Elliott Knowles. Heads-up play to get out there.
The holder, by the way.
Yeah, the holder.
The holder.
Gets up, runs him down, makes that tackle. Otherwise, without any time going off the clock, we're kicking an extra point or going for 2.
That's the thing, too, yeah.
Yeah, and now they're kicking off onside, maybe get the ball back with 50 seconds left and a chance to win the game.
Stomps has a chance to get it going right here. Over 200 yards passing on the day. Looking, fires deep right, pass is incomplete. Maybe a little miscommunication on the route. Stomps 11 of 23, 209, 3 touchdowns. And ever since that first quarter where he threw the 2 interceptions, one of them maybe in the may have been in the second quarter.
Could have been.
But ever since then, he has really settled in and taken control.
The resiliency you have to play this game, just the mental strength and conditioning, especially for a cornerback, a quarterback, a kicker to turn the page. I can't do anything about the last one, but I'm not going to let it make me, have a negative effect on this next play. And he's proven that. Hats off to the young man. Great player.
100%. Pass across the middle by Stomps is incomplete.
That picks up a first down if he can hang on to it. And I can't see a number on the receiver. 11 maybe.
It would have been 11.
So that's Lennox
That's
Hires.
Lennox Hires from Christchurch. Stomps has found him a couple times today.
He
so
looked really
far.
good in practice. He's a big kid, typically sure hands. That's why he's here. Just couldn't quite find the handle on that one.
Hires 5 catches for 93 yards so far today. Stomps takes the snap. Pump fake. Flushed out. Dropped. At the 45-yard line. And on defense, that's number 60 from Tri-Cities Christian.
Benjamin Bobo. The 60 for the Navy team.
That's right.
Yeah.
So from Southside Christian,
Yeah,
it's
right.
60 Benjamin Bobo. 60 Ty Cobb from Christchurch over there too. But 60 Benjamin Bobo drops Stomps. And now a last gasp effort here from Stomps. Fires across the middle. Pass is caught.
Wow.
That pass is caught, but the clock's going to run out. Team Gold out of timeouts. And Team Navy has won the first ever Gatlinburg Rising Stars game, 35-26. What an outstanding showing by every young man on this field today. Love to see it. You got to think, hey, this game is not going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah, you can go ahead and write that in stone. This will happen next year. And if you watch the Navy team celebrate, yeah, we're not playing for a title to take back to our school. We're not playing for bragging rights against our crosstown rival. This game meant a lot to these players because at this level, even though they're underclassmen, these are competitors. Competitors want to win I don't care if you're playing checkers. I want to win. And you just saw that from the celebration there.
Well, make sure you stay tuned to the Rocky Top Sports World and Gatlinburg All-American Bowl social media. They're going to name the overall offensive and defensive MVP. But for us here on broadcast, that'll do it for the 2022 Gatlinburg Rising Stars game. It's Team Navy 35, Team Gold 26. For Blake Thompson, Brennan Daniel, Audrey Green, Kirk Stallings, Jerry Shannon Jr., Jack Helwig, Andrew Hasley, and Andrew Welch, I'm James Shannon. Thank you so much for tuning in with us so far today. We got another game coming up here just shortly right here on 8 Man Extreme.